Denim,
Yeah.
really.
What? Yeah. Hey, look, that Mario's favorite clothing, denim, and we live. We recording.
Yes, we are, as always, you guys. Y'all catch us in the mix of having some amazing fun. But we want to welcome you guys back to another amazing episode of Talkers versus Doers. And you guys know how it goes. Not only do we spotlight and highlight some of the amazing entrepreneurs, we talk about all aspects of being an entrepreneur, the good, the great, the bad, and ugly. But on today, we're talking about some amazing things with our amazing host, Mr. Seneca. You probably caught him laughing in between coming on. But welcome. How
Hey,
are
because
you?
wait, hold on, because we was dropping them dad jokes, is what it was. We was
Oh, we
dropping that
definitely
fire.
dropping dad jokes, you know.
Or
But
was it bad?
hold
I
on,
got some
Seneca.
years of practice. I got
But hold
practice
on,
in the game.
before we do that, back up, because like Coach, we last week, like our last episode, you felt we didn't introduce ourselves, so let the people know who you
Yeah,
are before we get to our
look,
awesome guests.
I be so excited because I be ready to just jump into our guests and
I got
we
you.
don't
I
introduce
got you.
ourselves because I be ready to just go in and see the amazing things you guys are doing. But I am your girl, Coach Perry, aka Miss Psychology. Check me out on all social media. I am always bringing the mindset to get you ready and prepared to empower to the next development in your life. And this is my boy.
Coach Mike James, yeah, the other way, over here, the other way. Coach Mike James, your boy, you know what it is. Across the board, Coach Mike James, everywhere. Check me out. Y'all know what it is. Let's get into it. All right, because I know last time y'all didn't get the intro. Y'all know who we are, but we just got to let y'all know. You know what I'm talking about?
That's
Boom.
the intro, you guys. Now we write it too. We back into we always, like I said, you guys, y'all know what it is. We love having fun. We love helping people. We love bringing some great education. So we're not gonna continue on. We're gonna let Mr. Seneca just introduce himself and tell you a little bit about him and where he is from. Because he's so excited to be on here with us. He really loves us. So we're gonna go ahead and drop it to him.
Listen, you guys are two of my favorite hosts. Listen, I want to thank you guys for having me on. My name is Seneca Wilson, and I am a motivational speaker. Also been working in the field of student affairs over 16 years. Been developing students almost my entire career, and this is something I love to do, and why I love to get on platforms like this to speak about, developing students. I'm originally from Pascagoula, Mississippi. I've been in Birmingham, Alabama, Hoover area for about the last 4 years. Work at the University at UAB, University of Alabama.
Go Blazers.
Yes. So I'm enjoying myself here in Birmingham, and listen, I'm just trying to make an impact, trying to do some things out here that are going to uplift this next generation that's going to come out here and be some great leaders. So, yeah.
Ooh, come on. Just come on in with
Definitely.
the
Like you said,
fire.
there's no trying. You are doing, sir. You are making a huge impact. You are doing some amazing things in the community. That's why we have you here. And we're so thankful for those things that you are doing in the community.
Yeah, for sure. And bro, you talked about it, right? You talked about Pascagoula, Mississippi. And so that's kind of like where we want to like we like to start with the guests because we get to the point of what you're doing and how you're doing it, but we want you to like tell us where it started for you. What inspired you to push and get to, because look, Seneca, y'all, he gave y'all the humble of what he does, student affairs and motivational speaker. He said he's an author and all this stuff, doing big things that we gonna get into. But bro, take us back. You talked about that, where you from. Take us back to the start. What inspired you to start that journey of where you are today?
Yeah, great question. Thank you for that question. And man, you say take you back, take you guys back. So being from Pascagoula, Mississippi, I grew up in the projects. It's called Charles Warner Projects, and CWP. And so my mom, she was a single mom. We were moving from house to house. We lived with my auntie for a minute. Then we finally moved into the projects when I was probably about 5 or 6, maybe even I think less than that. But but we stayed there for over 20 something years. And don't get me wrong, the projects are supposed to be temporary, but we made it into a home. So, and it was probably some of the best moments of my life, because in the projects, we all took care of each other. Some people saw it as, it was a bad neighborhood, don't ever go over there. But, living in it, you see it differently. You see the beauty in everything. And so, but we didn't have much. My mom, she was poor. She always took care of everybody else, even though she didn't have anything. But we didn't have much in the projects, and we didn't have the resources and the things that we needed to succeed. We didn't have much of it. And so, not understanding, first of all, at the time, that we were poor, because as a kid, you don't even know that. You don't even know that
Right.
you're experiencing. I felt like I was blessed. I had love. I mean, that was really the only thing I needed. My mom was a single mom, didn't have my dad in my life. And so I struggled with that, because I always kept trying to figure out who I am, kind of figure out why there isn't a man that want to be in my life. Those are the things that made me struggle. But with being in the projects, I saw something that I wanted to make a change in my family and a change in my neighborhood, because I noticed that no one was going to college. No one from my family. I wanted to be the first person in my entire family and in my neighborhood to go to a 4-year college and graduate. That was my goal. And so, growing up, at first I didn't think that was possible. A lot of things I didn't think it was possible, because there wasn't a lot of like positive influences that were going to help me get to that next level. We had the Boys and Girls Club, which probably saved my life, because it gave me things to do. And the Boys and Girls Club was right behind my house. Right behind my house. We used to get off the bus, skip my house, go directly to the Boys and Girls Club every day. And so it was a place for us to actually not get in trouble, right? But it was, I don't think the projects at Boys and Girls Club, all of those experiences that I was having, it didn't prepare me to go to that next level, like to go to college, understand what to do in college. And so, but that's where it all started, because I don't want to go through the whole story, but that's where it all started. And it made me understand that, that sometimes kids that are from unfortunate neighborhoods or places where there's a tough environment needs opportunity, needs God, needs people to come in there and say, listen, you can do something special with your life if you want it. And I can show you how to do it. And so that's where I started getting into wanting to develop students, develop people, because it wasn't that many opportunities for other kids to get to that next level.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I think we both looking at it and shaking our head on that part of it. And I love wanting to kind of dig into that of just understanding that being in a positive environment and around positive people is needed, because so many of our youth nowadays lack that ability, or their parents are not involved in sending them to the Boys and Girls Club. But I know that was one of the things that, kind of for you, talk about how it impact you, because I played sports.
Yeah.
And me too, growing up in a single parent home, also within the projects. I tell people all the time, if I didn't have basketball, I don't know where I would be, because it developed that leadership in me. It developed that push, and it challenged me daily to become the woman that I am today. But it was because it was something that my mom said, okay, you have to be a part of something. I'm not going to just let you sit around at home and just run around. And so many of our kids are not involved in those things.
Yeah.
So just telling people, I know, like you said, it helped you some, but just the impact that did for you.
Well, another great question. I will tell you this. Even though those experiences didn't prepare me for college, it did prepare me to be a strong person, to survive college, right? To actually make it in college, but it didn't prepare me for it. And so it gave me that resiliency, that we went through struggles, and the great thing about kids that have those struggles, they're some of the toughest kids. So if they go out there and do anything, it's going to be kind of easy for them, because they have been built to be this tough person. And so, but the Boys and Girls Club, 1992. I think I was maybe probably a teenager, like either 12 or 13. They opened up the Boys and Girls Club. And this is why it's so important to be a part of a community like that.
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club, Big Brother, Big Sister, all of those type of communities. If you're not a part of that, think about putting your kid into something, because here's what helped me out with that. I was exposed to different things.
Yes.
In my environment, we had the same thing every day. Go play basketball, and then or get in some trouble. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know about BB Bridges, playing BB Bridges, and but it was just something that we would do to get in trouble. But then when the Boys and Girls Club opened, I promise you, I was probably the first kid. I think I was the first kid at the door when it opened. Man, they had bumper pool, they had pool, ping pong, and that's why I give people the business right now when it comes to ping pong, because I got some experience behind me. But
wait, so bro, wait a minute. So what you saying is, don't nobody want to see you at the rec center? That's what you saying, right?
Man, some people already saw me, and they got that smoke, that heat, and they were like, "Hold on, wait a minute, where you play that?" Hey, C-Dub.
Wow, that's awesome. So again, talkers versus doers, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, of you being on this platform, we know you're a doer. So if you think about that, and you said that importance of community, and you mentioned how the Boys and Girls Club maybe didn't prepare you for college and all the other things, but if you think to where you are right now, like, is there a person or something that stood out to you that changed it, that flipped that script for you, that made you say, okay, I can do this. I can keep going.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, not there. I did have a bunch of people from the Boys and Girls Club. I remember all of the counselors at the Boys and Girls Club, and I remember maybe like 3 of my high school teachers. But two people. I'm going to talk about Chris McGee first. Chris McGee was my boss. I would call him my dad. He was a mentor to me in college. I was working at the rec center, and he's one of those guys, first of all, one of those hard-nosed, do what I say because I said so type of bosses.
Yeah.
Snatch you up when you could snatch up a student back then. And so he once said, he snatched me up and said, "Boy, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?" And I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out. And he showed me that there was a career in campus recreation, in the field of campus recreation. That's where I'm working right now. And so I didn't know, because my only goal was to graduate. I didn't know I actually had to go out and do something, get a job.
Right.
I soon found out after I graduated, like, okay, I got to do something. Wow. But he invested in me as a person. You don't even know me, and he took me on like I was his son. And so I didn't know anything about professionalism. I didn't know anything about how to dress, how to do an interview. And he showed me those things. He would take me to these conferences, and he took me to the conference. And before I went to the conference, he was trying to figure out, if I wanted to go into this field. And I said, well, I can try it out. But I said, I don't have anything dressy to dress up in, because I promise, I dress like I was I was a little street, and I may not look like it now, but I used to have the braids all out, pants baggy, whatever, shirt, well, where the white tee was back in anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and so he told me, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it. He took me to his house, opened up his closet. He was like, which one do you want? Like Big Red from Five Heartbeats. Which one do you want? He opened up like a closet full of suits, and it was oversized jackets. They had little elbow patches on the elbows, the suede elbow patches. It was a nice gesture, but I was like, listen, Chris, I can't wear that, man. It was just, I didn't feel comfortable, because it was It wasn't my style, whatever the case may be. And he said, "Boy, bring your butt on." He took me to a store. He took me to a store and he picked out a blazer, a blue blazer. It was like $95 or $90 or something like that. And he was like, "Here you go." And I'm looking at him like, ain't got no money to pay for this, Chris. What's going on? And he said, "Boy, I'm paying for the doggone jacket." And at that moment, for me, I felt like, wow, another man has done something like this for me that really don't know me like that, but believed in me and said that I can do something greater than I am now, that I could be somebody better than I am right now. And so I really appreciate who Chris is and what he did for me, not only just for me, but for the students that, he didn't treat me special. He treated all the students like this. And that's one of the things that made me turn on my life too. It's like, when you have a great mentor, you have somebody that will invest in your life, you learn how to be a great mentor. You learn how to give back just as much as he has done for me. And one thing I told him, I said, "I'm going to pay you back." And then he looked at me and he said, "I don't need you to pay me back. I need you to pay back the other kids that are going to be in your shoes, and pay them back because we need to keep paying it forward."
I love it. I love it. That's what an amazing mentor is. And I'm glad you said that, or paying it forward, because that's what's leading into, asking, and especially being all us, with the background of Blazers, is how has that led to you helping with the youth and the young adults at UAB? Because we know you work with the youth. So what are you instilling or have instilled in them, bringing that someone impacted you?
Yeah. Basically the same thing Chris was doing to me. And also the things that I learned at the Boys and Girls Club. So when I'm on campus, it's over like 16 years of like student affairs. So I'm around students all the time. We have at my facility around 200 students that work on the staff anyway. So I'm around the students all the time. And so many times I see Senecas everywhere. Because I wasn't ready for college. And I'm looking like, boy, if you don't get over here and come to my office, let's talk about some things, because you need some guidance. And so what I try to do is just, build a relationship. People they gotta trust you. And, and I think that's the biggest thing for most students. They don't know who they can trust. First of all, they don't know who they can go to. And that's why I always encourage a lot of professional staffs to just get out of their office, because it's not all about the 8 to 5 where, you're on the computer typing whatever. It's also about, that's the college experience. People need to see you, especially people that look like me. My complexion. People need to see who you are, see what you do, so they can actually say, "Hey, you know what? I really like who you are. I was hoping if you wouldn't mind showing me some things, guiding me, or just being my mentor." And so we need to be able to have that presence on campus. But also, I won't just put it on the professional staff. Students also have to take that initiative.
They want it, right?
People like to get in their shell and don't want to say anything. If you see somebody that you really like and that you really look up to them, they inspire you, get outside of your shell, get outside of your comfort zone and go up to those professionals. Get outside of your dorm, go to these events where you're going to meet people and meet someone that can help you get to that next level.
Man, that's huge. I think that's huge, man. And we do have a younger audience too, as well, with us working with the nonprofit Youth Talk. So I love that you gave that advice, like to the young people. Like you gotta sometimes get out there yourself. It seems a lot of times that now that communication is lacking. Like, just you have to open your mouth and you got to go get it. And Seneca, you said something, man, that was like that perfect thought that made me think of that. You said that through what Chris did for you, it was what helped you turn on your light, right? And so I'm looking over your shoulder, man. And again, like I said, you started off all humble, you know what I'm saying? But your book, man, talk to us about, again, just look, you not only, you're not just a talker, you're a doer, but you're also leaving that trail for someone else to come along and say, listen, I got something tangible
Yeah.
that I can pick up and read. So
Yeah.
tell us about that, man. Like, how did that come about, and how did you come to putting that thought on the pages?
Well, yes. So Chris McGee would take me to these conferences. But when I came up with the title, Turn on Your Light, is when I met a motivational speaker named Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. He told us, he gave this motivational speech to about 150 students that was in the audience. And he said, you have 18,632 days left on this earth. What are you going to do with the rest of them? And at that time, I'm like, first of all, how many did you say?
Right.
Right.
This math ain't mathing.
You know, so, and it was just another way of just like that aha moment, that turn on your light moment. That's like, wow, if I want to do something, I got to do it now. I can't wait another day without wanting to get to my purpose or get to doing something I love. I need to figure it out now. And ever since that day, I knew that I wanted to be a motivational speaker because I looked at Dr. Dennis Kimbrough as a mental electrician. And I felt like, man, he's turning on the lights in people's head. You know what I mean? Like I was a coach. You know, I'm a poet. I am, I'm a student affairs professional. I mean, I was already doing the things to develop students, but I was like, man, this is a great way to reaching more students by speaking. But then the book came along I wanted my book to go to places I can't go. I wanted my book to be in the room with a young person. So, I mean, I'm not always going to be there. And I wanted to have something that I can leave behind and give that advice, those tools, those skills that wasn't really necessarily given to me. I want to be able to do that for them because I don't want any kid to ever feel like they weren't told or they didn't know. And so the book is only for me to help spread the message, help share my story, but also help someone that is probably going to deal with some of the same things that I have dealt with. They say that there's no new feeling under the sun. So what I go through, somebody's going to go through it. Somebody has gone through it, or they're currently going through it. So, I just hope the book can be that that reinforcer that when I can't go to those other places.
Wow, that's awesome.
And that's a big thing with all us being over here and being in the coaching aspect. That's something that a lot of us talking about it. A lot of things that people have already done or accomplished, they've already been done or did. And like you said, with feelings, someone has already had those feelings, so those things come about. And I love that you provided that because you said providing something to someone that may feel like, hey, there's no hope, there's no help out there. How can I do it? But not only that, we want to target those professionals because I want to target a big part of that due to the fact that walking those streets and walking those whole halls as a Blazers, I never really felt like that. At my point in time, I know Mike probably has something different because he was more involved. But when I got there, that I didn't see a lot of like kind that was reaching out and talking to me and that was going. So now that you're saying that, what is some advice? And it don't have to be strictly a UAP, but as we go back, giving advice to some professionals that may feel like, oh, it's already a lot. I got a lot going on. How else can I reach out and how else can I help a student? Because I'm one of those students that was crying out, that was in there with their book bag, like, who did I run to? Who do I call? Who can I talk to? It was so much stuff that was outraged in me. Thank God I got through, but I did not have that.
Yeah. Yeah. That was important back then, and it's more important now. These kids, or I want to say these students are going through so much.
Yes.
Like some of the things that we didn't even have to experience. Forget the pandemic, right? We can't really forget it because that's just throwing more on top of it. But, with the social media world, with the instant gratification, they're seeing what everybody else is doing and they want that same thing. And it's like, it can be depressing. You
Yes.
know, and so you're trying to survive financially, you know, trying to survive socially, you know, your mind is racing, going everywhere. You're trying to like do your academics and succeed in that. Man, it's a lot of pressure for these students. And it's so important, you know, and I'm going to say that just plain and simple for these professionals, you know, because our students are the reason why we're there. That's the reason why we're working. I mean, it's that simple. It's like you have the time.
Yep.
You have the time because guess what? That work gonna still be there. Those students' problems, you know, you can help solve that. Now we're not all guidance counselors or health counselors, but here's the deal: you need to be able to help lead that person to a counselor.
Mm.
You know, to be able to open the gate so that person can feel comfortable to talk to somebody. That's your job. And I might get in trouble for this because you told me say it like I'm not at UAB, and I'm okay with
Say
that.
it like it is.
For anyone, for any college.
Anyone,
Yes.
general, it's your job to make sure that you take care of these students. It's your job to make sure you're developing these students. It's your job to make sure they go out here and succeed in this world. You have 4 years, potentially 4 years, you know, maybe some people take a little bit long because that's what I did. You know, you got 4
Could be
years,
6. Could be 6, you know. I mean
4 years to invest in these students. Their parents send those students to us, trusting us to make sure that we're going to take care of them. And then so for professional staff to say they don't have the time, shame on you. Because that's a part of your job is to make sure that you're developing and taking care of these kids.
wow.
And please, in treating that, you guys, like you said, going into it, because all of us been in the professional realm and also being, you know, college students. And it's not just for everybody. We're talking about the ones that are reaching out who really need it, because we know it's some people and some kids that comes out there and not trying to get that at all. But for the ones that are professors, like he said, you are there. That's what you're there for. That's what you should have time for. And at a big estate, a college like that, it should be, even if you can go to someone and say, hey, I have to deal with this first before I go back to my work. Because those students, like you said, they're priority. That's what pays that salary, believe it or not. I know you guys probably don't want to hear, but that's what pays. And we really wanted to get that out there, especially for somebody just, you know, amazing as you, of saying that, because we know how hard you go for your kids and for those young adults, because it's needed. And like I said, I was that crying out where it was a lot of teachers at that time praying that I would talk to out of class, and they're like, hey, I'll get back to you later. Hey, I'll talk to you later. But that was my most vulnerable moment, because at 17, I left my parents' house.
Yep.
You know, I bought my own place to stay at 17. So I was very lost. Nothing about me was school, but I was just at school because I could be around people, and also I can get a meal because I had a lunch card. And so many times I had so many professors, especially female professors, and we're not going to take away from male, but female professors I wanted to just cry out to, but I was kind of just brushed off. You know, so saying that was that time frame for those professors, and that goes back to the reason of why me at UAB going into social work and also doing what I do, because I always wanted to be there to help someone and give that feedback and be that guidance and talk to, because I know it's needed, and we all have time to give some kind of encouraging words to someone. So definitely thank you for that, and thank you for being that person, because I missed out on that. And I know a lot of other young adults may have missed out on that and still at school now crying for that, because they got some depression going on. They got some mental health. They got some issues that they really want somebody to talk to, but they don't know how to. If all you see in class is turning your work and keep moving. Like you said, you're not saying everybody's therapists. Everybody's not therapists. But going into this profession, you got to have some kind of insight in that love about what you're doing as well.
Yeah, that's huge. I love it, man. So Seneca, listen, I like people hearing this like, wait a minute, bro is a speaker. He's working in student affairs, you know, recreation, campus recreation. He has a book. He's doing all these things. Like, tell people, take a moment to just tell people like how they can turn on their light and tap into all that Seneca Wilson, man. Like, how can they tap in and follow you, connect with you, like find out more about what you do?
Yes. Oh, thank you for that opportunity. Yeah. So everything I do, everything I love is all about development. It's all about making sure I get a student to that next level. So some of the things I do, I am a motivational speaker. You can, if you would like for me to come out to your school, talk to your students, I'm always willing to do that. I also have my LLC, which is Building Better Students, where I put on conferences and I put on different workshops and summits, so students can be a part of that community, and they can sign up on my website. My website is Seneca Wilson, Seneca Wilson.com. And so when you go on there, all of that information is on there, to find out what I speak on, my topics, to also find out how you can be a part of the community with the Building Better Students. I also have like modules and courses for students to go through. So, I'm just trying to be able to give as much as I can. And, again, as you say, I always try to be humble, but I do have the book as well. If you want to go on there and Turn On Your Light, it's on Amazon.com.
Get the book, people. An amazing book.
And it's on my website as well. So if you do get the book, please leave me a review, give me some feedback. That 5 stars, first of all, give me the feedback in the email.
Right. Look, like, bro, if it ain't that 5-star and that top review, then the book is titled something else. It's Turn Off Your Light by somebody else.
Definitely. We want them 5 stars.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you. We always try to not have people on too long, because we know we are talkers, especially myself. Even though say talkers first do it, but literally we talk about great things, you guys. So don't get it twisted. We'll keep going on.
Don't get it twisted, people.
Amazing things, but we hope and pray that you guys got some great for this. As always, I guess we know we're gonna have to have you on some more to continue to talk more just about our young adults and our youth. That is our pride and our joy. Youth Talk United, as Mike mentioned earlier, is the nonprofit that we are both a part of. So we love giving back. We hope a lot of you guys and young adults was able to tune in and to know that, hey, he is there for you guys to reach out to. He is there for you guys to talk to. You great blazers out there, reach out to him. But I'm sure he's connected to some other amazing professors out there that will love to give you guys direction. So reach out. That's there. All you got to do is speak and say something. So we thank you for just allowing us to reach out to you too and talk to you and just get this time frame to just talk about the amazing things that you're doing as a speaker, as an author, and so many other things in the community. And I think you've already told them. You told them how to find you. Is there any other lasting remarks that you would like to just let our young adults know before you head off?
Well, a couple things. First of all, I don't know if I said my social media is Seneca Wilson 31 on all platforms. So definitely, if you have any questions, you want to reach out, and I take on mentees all the time. So if you would like for me to be your mentor, that would be awesome. Just send me a message. And then I just want to thank a few people. First of all, thank you guys for allowing me to be on your platform and allow me to share my message. You guys do a great job. I watch your episodes all the time. So make sure you guys keep doing what you're doing and uplifting the voices around you guys. And then I just want to thank my wife and my family, man. I have a beautiful wife. Her name is Megan. And I just appreciate her allowing me to be able to go out there and speak, while she's, have the kids, like she gets upstairs now, trying to make them be quiet. But, a lot of this does not happen without her. And so always being that support system, and then just my kids, man. And I'm hoping that I make them proud with all the stuff that I'm doing. And I just want to leave something behind for them as well, whether it's with words or whether it's at giving them an opportunity that I never had. So just wanted to share that.
Man, that's awesome. And look, let me just say, and I got to share this, right? Because Seneca and I, we've been connected, man. I want to say less than a year and a half, 2 years, bro. But it seems like it's been forever.
Yeah, we've been going hard. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's amazing, man. You know, I've interviewed you, we've done things together. You spoke for us at our event, Vans and Pants with you talk, just a lot of stuff, collaboration. And it's so interesting that yesterday was Tuesday, 22222, and that's unity, collaboration, you know, growth, teamwork, hope. And so it's full circle, just doing this, man, and just being a part. And you mentioned something like, you know, for your kids, I know, you know, you wanted them to be proud of you. I just want to say, as a brother, my compadre, I'm proud of you, man. I love what you're doing. The way we connected was just amazing, and how that happened just at a conference. Like, wait a minute, is that the Blazers? You ain't, you know, I didn't even know Seneca. We were in the same city, so it's been amazing, man. An amazing journey in just a short time. So with that, it's amazing what it will be 5 years, 10 years. So from me to you, I appreciate you, man. I'm definitely proud.
I appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
You guys are doing some amazing jobs. You know, I love to tell my queens. You guys are awesome. Shout out to that queen. Y'all know I be team female. I love how he thinks about his life. You better go, girl. Get him permission. But yeah, go, girl. But yes, you are doing amazing. We are so thankful for you and the things that you're doing in the community. And like you said, 3, 4, 5 years from now, the collaboration and the things that we're gonna do and grow together. I'm already speaking in advance. It's just gonna be so amazing because we have one set cause, and that is to help develop and empower individuals. So I love it, and I'm just so thankful. And not only that, you know, I think all of us sometimes try to in a good way downplay some of the stuff that we do because, you know, environment and social media say, hey, you shouldn't do this or that. But I think, you know, when you're doing something great, you should be bashful about it. You should boast. You should brag about it. You should allow people to know, because there's so many people on social media that are doing so many negative things that always get caught. So why can't we push and we boast and we brag about the great things that we're doing? And that's also going into Mike, because I know you got an awesome, what it is, 65 coming up? And you want to tell the people
65?
Yeah. That's right, bro.
You gotta put each other.
I appreciate that.
Where do you sign up at?
I appreciate that. So yeah, thank you for that, Erica. Yeah, 65. I'm excited because it was a soft launch before, but really excited about it. For everybody who don't know what that is, the 65 is my group coaching program. So it's a 6-week program, 6 weeks to gain your 5 C's. You don't know my 5 C's? That's capable, competent, confident, conscious, and courageous. And so it's a journey, a process. I didn't do my punch, right? It's a process to really unlock your power, right? And go to that next level. So I'm excited because it's 222, right? I was talking about that yesterday, collaboration. So I'm actually collaborating with Goal Mentum app. It's Goal, Goal Mentum. And so if you want to know more about that, like coachmikejames.com, you can go to the programs tab, as well as my Instagram, same name, Coach Mike James, across the board. In the link in my bio, you'll see 65 group coaching. So yeah, definitely. I did a lunch yesterday, but it'll officially start March 1st. We're marching into a new level. We're marching into greatness. We're marching to that next level where we want to be by tapping into that power that we all have. So definitely appreciate that.
Definitely.
I look forward to it.
Great at what he do. Everybody step on this platform is just amazing, and trust and believe. You put your seatbelt on and be ready.
Yeah, that's gonna be hot, bro.
He's amazing. Has me on my tiptoes all the time, so we're not even gonna go there.
You know, that's what we do. That's what we do, right? Iron sharpens iron. So we have to keep each other on our toes, and that's part of, you know, this whole process, right? Talkers versus doers. We're out doing it, and we, you know, that's what they say, right? I always say that people say check your circle. I say check your web, because it's the people you're intertwined with, that you're connected with. And so if you're doing the best in your web, then you might want to check it and see how you can elevate yourself, right? And so that's the good thing. If you don't have those people in your web that's telling you, hey, check this out, dude, have you thought about this, that can meet with you and give you honest opinion and show you love. That's the biggest thing, that support and that love. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. And so
Mhm.
that's
And
that's
what
why
makes
that's why we here.
yes, because we are doing it, and by all means necessary, like you said, checking that well, even if it hurt, but it's gonna make you better. So we checking it. So again, you guys, we are so excited for you guys to join us on another amazing episode of Talkers vs. Doers. And y'all know how we do. We always lead with it. Don't just talk about it. Go out there, do it. Thank you
Do it.
guys.
Go do it.
Yes.
Peace.
Hey, y'all
For
be easy.